Hello, JFix. And how are you on this fabulous February Groundhog Day morning thingy? To start our day, we are going to do something increasingly stupid. Oh, that was actually less stupid than I expected it to be. Hey, Makina! How are you doing? Interesting? Not really. I've got a Switch and a couple of PlayStation 5 controllers to do tonight. And then some PS5 DualSense Edge checks, sticks. Depending on when things get here, I'll be testing out TMR sticks for the Switch too. Which reminds me, I gotta go buy a Switch too. I think I'll get the Pokemon Edition one. No, I think I'll buy one on eBay that's not anally expensive. Oh, it's a P0 anyway. No, that's too big. I need a 00. How about you, JFix? Work on anything interesting lately? Man, this thing is dirty. Maybe I'll strip it again and run it through the ultrasonic. Handy dandy micro USB to USB-C. You were streaming 8 hours? Wonder why I didn't get notification. I'm subscribed to you, I think. USB device not recognized. Oh yeah? Well, that's pretty cool. Am I subscribed to you? I thought I was subscribed to you this whole time. I'm subscribed now! Oh fuck. My bad. Alright, there we go. Now it's recognized. Oh. Well, I'm subscribed to you on your channel now, so... Alright, let's see how bad this one looks. Come on. It's okay. Go down. My bar won't disappear. Oh well. And I can't see you. That at all. Hey, Hot Cows. Yeah, not a problem, man. Thanks for your sub. At this point, I'm just trading subs with other technicians now. But that's cool. I learned something from you guys. You guys get to all have a good laugh at me. It's community. Alright, so this one's left stick drift. And the right one jitters. Jitters fine. It's this left one that gets all nuts. So how's things going for you? By the way, the Moo machine is currently out of commission because I did something stupid. Oh, I'm so glad that was turned off. I don't even check it nowadays. It's just like, oh, did I burn myself? Nope. Okay, we're good. Actually, let's see if I can fix this. Because what I wound up doing was I accidentally broke the cleaning rod inside of this tip. And logically, you'd think I would be able to push it out from the inside out. But nah, it's stuck in there. Good luck. You'd be better off buying laptops that use DDR5 than buying that adapter board. Apparently RAM prices have gotten so insane that Costco is having to gut their demo PCs because people were stealing RAM and stuff from inside of the demo PCs. Don't get me wrong, people have always sucked, but that just goes to show they suck even more now. So, idiots. Yeah, that thing is like lodged in there. Let's see if I can push it further. Nice. Yeah, that thing's not knocking loose or anything. I wonder if I heat it up, if I can use the hot air or the suction from this to just pull whatever's loose out. I'm gonna let that heat up for a bit while I get this done. Looks like I'll have to get another meat machine. You gotta be kidding me. What that button is. Yep, there we go. Well, this is not terribly gross, at least, so. Alright, let's get some jobs done. Make me some money. So that way I can pay off everything that I need to pay off. Can't wait to get Paul Daniels' light in. I ordered one of his USB-C tools and one of his microscope lights. JFix, just make a RAM yourself, okay? You're a smart enough technician. Just, make it yourself. You got this. Hey, so what do you guys think about the Hacko tip cleaner? Is it worthwhile, or is it just one of those goofy tools that doesn't really help you at all? About making your own or the tip cleaner? Never used it. Dude, if you can make your own DDR5 RAM, do you realize how much money you could probably be making right now with just that? Like, just slap your name on the PCB boards and then put the RAM on it. All you need is the Samsung chip to do it, and then kill it. I'm probably making that a million times easier than it really is. But I mean, what is RAM anyway? It's a bunch of random access. It's random access memory utilizing a bunch of memory modules in the sequence. So, if you could take the chips and redo their sequence to all work, would you not be able to create RAM? And then if you slap your logo on the PCB, now you have DDR5 JFix RAM. Yeah, this is all fair. But that just means that the next RAM is going to be insanely expensive for the first 6 months of its release, then within a year drop to half its price. Or force the old RAM to drop in half its price. Because RAM is always spiking up in price, and it's stupid. But it usually does it right at the birth cycle of a new type of RAM. Although I know this one is because everyone's trying to mine not Bitcoin mining, but try to make AI usage. Jeez. That is nuts, man. So when the RAM prices go back down, you're gonna buy the RAM back and put it on the PS4s and Xbox Ones, and then sell the PS4 and Xbox One as a fully refurbished with new RAM. Ah man, this is gonna be super annoying without the Moo Machine. Yeah, that piece is really wedged in there. Yeah, I saw it coming. And unfortunately, it's one of those stupid things where it's going to wind up doing this for a while now, and it'll take about a year before RAM starts to level back out again. On the good news, all those PCs that everyone was throwing away because they're old are now worth some money to scrap. So quick, go on your Facebook Marketplace, find all the PCs that people are giving away for free, and if they have RAM, just go get them for free, scrap the RAM, and sell the RAM. I want to use hot air with this so bad, but I never have luck with hot air on the controller PCBs. I don't know what it is, there's just always something that winds up going wrong afterwards. Actually, if I use hot air, maybe if I use my nozzle, concentrate the air specifically on the points, it'll work better. Mom's out in the fields. No, this Moo Machine is gonna unfortunately need a new tip. Okay, it doesn't look like any of the vias got pulled out. Alright, quickly let's wiki. You know, I'm just now realizing I forgot to text two customers today. One to pick up their PS5 that I worked on, and one to update them on a Switch that they were gonna cancel the repair on, that I finally got an ETA on the parts for. It's always funny, right after someone cancels it is the funny point of like, ah, well, I know you already canceled it, but like, hey, here's the information I got from distribution. Really, Makina? Only hot air? I try to stay away from hot air onto these boards, just because, like I said, I've run into so many issues with them, and I'm not really sure why. It could be the way I use the hot air, but whenever I use hot air on these boards, it seems that shortly afterwards something else doesn't work. Whether it's the mute button, I've had the mute button not work. I've had, for some reason, I've had it where uh, this will work perfectly fine wired, but wirelessly, it won't even power on. To pull, you use wick to clean the vias. Oh, finishing a sentence. That makes sense. I want to try that tip. You know, the one that supposedly will fit all these controller types. Give me a sec, I gotta fix this camera. I don't know why it keeps resetting the camera properties. But it's not supposed to be doing autofocus. Focus is supposed to be left at 0. Hi, bae. See, I used to hate this one, but I don't know, lately it's been really useful with controllers. Most of the boards seem to fit real nicely in here. Come on. Plus the ability to just like quick rotate it back and forth is also nice. Oh. This one here is being a pain. I used to hate these stands with a passion. Probably because they can't handle console boards. And I kept getting irritated that the console boards wouldn't fit on them. I think if I use my Omnivices for the console boards and then use this type of vice for controller boards, that I can utilize it much better. My replacement scope comes in tomorrow, supposedly, along with a few other components that I ordered stuff for. I've got a PS5 coming in next week that I bought on eBay that they claim has not been has been opened, but the guy opened it to see what the issue was because there's no video, and then when he noticed that he'd have to solder an HDMI port and micro soldering, that he called it quits. So we're gonna see if that guy is telling the truth when it comes in, because it should just be an HDMI port replacement. And then boom, I got a PS5 on the shelf. Yeah, I am going to be trying to get my desk more proper here soon. I've got a lot of stuff to do, not enough time and not enough space to do it all, and so it's the awkward piece where, you know, I made my own bed and I gotta lay in it. But I am doing what I can with what I have, and in the meantime, I'm just gonna do everything possible that I can. Nice. And I think I paid something like $175 for this PS5 plus shipping. So it actually wasn't a bad price. Would it be more than what I would pay a customer to sell me theirs? Big time. If it's just an HDMI port though, then, you know, $400 console back on the market. Or I might use it for parts, because I do need shell parts and screws. So we'll see when it comes in what model it is and take a look at it. I'm trying to keep an eye out for a Switch 2 on eBay that's broken. Like a busted USB-C port or something. But the only ones I could find are people trying to scalp Switch 2s. Sometimes wonder how Tronics Fix finds all those, you know, I bought 20 broken Switch 2s off of eBay thing. Like, do I have to become a popular enough YouTube, then all of a sudden the eBay listings will start appearing before me, where it's like I might be able to profit off of this? Such a lame thing. I mean, cool, but like, still lame. I can make so much money off of buying broken stuff on eBay, but all I find is stuff that people want what I sell it for perfectly fine and working. Like, I was trying to buy Pokemon. I guess. You know, I was trying to find, like, broken Pokemon games. But people want, like, $50 for a copy of Red that doesn't work. And I'm like, dude, I sell it for $60, fully functional with a brand new battery. Why are you selling it for $50? And they're like, because it's broken. Only luck I've gotten was from that direct distributor guy on WhatsApp, whatnot, the auction thingy. Yeah. Me too, because I actually fix my stuff too. You know, I don't just sit there like popping out motherboards and going, oh look, I fixed a rare console because I replaced its motherboard. I mean, you guys sit here and watch me struggle with boards and then go, oh, that's what I overlooked. Yeah, so far, man. But I just can't afford it anymore because, unfortunately, everyone else keeps raising the price on them to the point where I'm like, you know, that's not a bad deal, but at the same token, like, it's not a good enough deal for me to profit off of, so I don't want to put the money out for it. Yeah, I tried going up against Sean, and the few times I win against Sean, and it's still kind of profitable to me, is always the awkward one, because it always winds up being one of the things I did not over, or one of the things I overlooked, and it's like $1 more than what's sitting in my bank account at that time. And it's like, son of a, really $1? And it's one of those parts where you're just like, ah, I hate my life. Just cry. I wish I could get like a dollop of glue or something and glue that back on. Just don't know if the glue would affect it or not. Maybe if I had some of the whatever was, I forget who told me about it, EB100 or whatever, the electronics glue. Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. I put a limit on the bank account that I use for it, on how much I'm allowing myself to buy for it. But it always winds up being that I pick up the smaller things first, and then at the end of it where it's like, oh, here's the one killer one that I outbid Sean on, then it's like, ah shit, it's $1 more than what's in that account. And I never wind up it doesn't always fix out that way for me where it's like, oh, let me just quick transfer. Do wind up with some goof ups sometimes, and it's like, damn it. But it's always the ones against Sean that winds up being the goof up. Whenever I go up against Dave, doesn't really seem to goof that much. Haven't gone up against Booter on anything. See, I still bid on the PS5s if they start low enough. Only because even if the PS5 itself is scrap, I can't find the screws right now. And those screws are worth their weight in gold right now with just the frequency of which I need those screws for some reason is ridiculous. So if I scrap enough of the ones that I buy for parts, or with minor issues that I buy for those screws, then, you know, it's worthwhile to me. Really? If it's a PS5 and shipping is included, I will go up to $150. Because at $150, that is like the max I would pay for a PS5 on one of those bids through him. And that's only because of the fact I would still make the $150 out if I scrapped everything on that PS5 minus the motherboard itself. But if it goes past 150, then it's like, at that point, I might as well just wait for a customer to sell one to the store and buy it from the store. Alright guys, does everything work perfectly fine on this one now that I installed the TMRs? Or is this going to have a hiccup? Whose faith are we having today, mine or technology's? Okay, so lights on so far. See, even with those ones, I'm trying to use those ones, like the bad APU, the RAM and stuff, to learn. So to me, you know, it's a little bit more worthwhile. But I see where you're coming at, man. Now, don't get me wrong, mine's a little bit awkward because I really don't have the money to play with on those. But, you know, minor things where it's like, you know, let's at least give this a shot. Alright, so let's calibrate these sticks. Save changes. Calibrate stick range. Up. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Done. Save changes. quick test. Okay, so that USB-C port might need a little bit of attention. Actually, let's quick use some of my deoxit and see if maybe it's just a flexi port, because I don't have any DualSense USB ports right now. Alright, quick test again. Yeah, it was just a flexi port. Okay. Okay, and does work. That works. Vibration works. Red, green, blue works. Speaker works. Skip headphone jack. I hate blowing customers' controllers. Close. Alright, now what is our stick range? Or sorry, circularity. So we're at 0, and this one has a circularity of 7%. Wow. This one's got a pretty large one compared to my other ones. What about this one? Oh, it just got disconnected somehow. It might be because of the cable itself. Let's do stick range again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, calibrated a second time. The heck? Why is this one flipping out? Had to have been something to do with me. Alright, so it looks like this one is pretty solid at below 6. And this one seems at a 7. Try that again. Now this one is being all jittery. That's so weird. I've not had this happen with PMRs before. Try again. That's weird. Try rebooting the controller. Alright, after a quick reboot, it doesn't look like it's doing the jittery TMR or drift. Here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Done. Save changes permanently. 5%. 6%. That's close enough to me. quick update this repair ticket. It's so weird though. I have not had the TMRs do that to me before, where it's had to take a couple of recalibrations to actually stick. No puns intended. I think at the end of February I should probably order more sticks. Actually, who knows? Maybe I won't need to. We'll see how things go, I guess. Should have gotten a new computer. I don't have funds for it. Part of me just wants to drop the shells into the ultrasonic, but I really don't want to go out to the ultrasonic right now. Sounded like there was plastic broken inside that was rattling, but there wasn't. What? Let's see. It is after hours, so I'll have to respond in the morning. Hey, how many of you have actually used the Gilligan TMRs, the tensioner TMRs? I just put these back together and I forgot that back piece. What is that, a microphone? There we go. Got a customer who's saying that the the tensioner TMRs that I installed on his DualSense Edge are drifting after a couple of games. He said he's able to recalibrate it on his computer, but they only last a couple more games, then they start drifting again. I have to call. Maybe I should text Jim and ask him. That's the thing, I'm gonna find out from him tomorrow, because it's outside business hours, so I'm not going to message the guy right now, but yeah, I gotta find out. Make sure I order some, I'll make sure I order some more TMR tensioners tomorrow. It's possible that just because those ones were not the best box got a little damaged in shipping, that maybe the shipping damaged the sticks and it just wasn't noticeable. I don't know. I'll find out. It's almost like I should get a PS5 and like get Black Ops or something and sit there for a good couple of minutes playing zombies. Probably wouldn't be a bad idea, but a lot of time to spend. So you think the sticks themselves aren't... Okay. So you think even after I warned... Right. And I explained this to everyone that these sticks are anti-drift, but there is still a limit to what they can and can't do. Because no matter what, these sticks have to recenter at some point, so there's going to be a little bit of change. So they're not 100% foolproof yet. You know, that's why I tell people. And I tell them don't mess with the dead zone settings if you're going to, because, you know, that will create drift. You know, there's a dead zone for a reason. I'll find out from the guy. I'll ask him if he removed the in-game dead zone settings, and if he's noticed anything else with it, because there's only so much I could do. But I'll also order some new tensioner TMRs, and I'll have to talk to GillyKit about warranting this pair. I'll ask first thing tomorrow. Yeah. There is supposedly one stick that's being developed that is going to be better than TMRs. Supposedly. I got told about it, but it's one of those things where it's such beginning stage prototyping that it's too hush-hush for me to, like, turn around and find more info on this type of stick. So it's one of those awkward things where it's like I have to take the word of the company that says they're working with development on them. And I don't think they have any reason to lie to me, but it's still one of those things where it's like, still a bit of a risk for me to take on that. Not cool, I got accepted into a Game Boy Mods Facebook group. I'm joining all these groups of, like, people that do modding. Oh yeah, big time. But like I said, here soon, I'll be doing some testing, most likely, for some Switch 2 TMR Joy-Cons. So once those arrive, I'll be giving them a whirl, and then they should be ready for us to start TMRing Switch 2 Joy-Cons. Oh, before I do this one, I should do this one. Well, let's see. I charge $25 a Joy-Con, and that is for Switch 1 Joy-Cons. So, depending on the cost of the Switch 2 TMR sticks, I was thinking of charging 30 or $35 per joystick. But I have to take a few of them apart first to see how much of a pain they're going to be and how much I want to deal with them. I don't care about politics, YouTube. I just want to listen to my music. Okay. Now, I don't want to charge too much more because I don't want people to turn around and go, well, you know, $40 a stick, that's $80. I might as well spend $20 more and get brand new ones. You know? But I also need it balanced enough that I'm willing to do them and that I can start providing them for my family's game store to install them on those by default, like I do with the Switch controllers right now. I think yeah, I've seen a few teardowns, and I think my biggest issue I'm gonna run into is just remembering that there's screws underneath those stickers. Right, so using the default PlayStation Move joysticks, I should probably run the caps through ultrasonic cleaner. I want to dig out the other one right now, so we're just going to. But yeah, I'll ask. I gotta ask tomorrow. But yeah, tomorrow I'm getting the new scope too. Smart. See, you're the smart one of us, Makina. I wouldn't have thought about the stickers until after I screwed up like 20 of them. I mean, I probably would do the same, so. What the heck? Like heat's not transferring or something. And this is a lot of flux. Why is this being so weird? Jesus. Jeez, man. I. Mm. That's a lot of movement for some RAM. At that point, just buy another computer. Gonna wind up with like 30 computers just because I don't want to pay the prices of RAM. I've got one solder hole that did not clear. Now clear. Hey, do you guys know anything about overclocking controllers? Because I've had a lot of people telling me that they're trying to overclock their controllers. I would assume so. I didn't think you could overclock a controller, though. That would have to be like you're overclocking the settings in the PC. I could be wrong, though. I'm always up to being proven wrong. To actually overclock the controller itself, though, the controller's chip can be overclocked. Hmm. Huh. I wonder if that could affect the TMR sticks too. Like if you overclock the controller, it throws the TMRs out of whack. Jesus. I'll be right back. Hmm. Man, I really wish that I had like the engineering tech. What the fuck? Now this guy swears there's a dead pixel on his screen. On a screen that was just replaced. I think this is dust. I do not see how this could be a dead fucking pixel. I sometimes wonder if some of the people I get are just trying to find a problem to see how far they can push how kind I can be. I need my drink. I should fucking go buy some rum. Have a Coke and rum. Dead picks on a brand new spoon. Alright, there goes another analog stick. Guess I'll find out. Oh, I'm so sorry, JFix. Uh, where's my... I bought the... Here. There's the scope link. Yeah, amp scope. So I bought this scope, this articulating stand, and these eyepieces. And I used code 54U. and it gave me 5% off. Now, if you've never bought with Hamscope before, you can get 5% off by signing up for their newsletter. But I signed up for their newsletter last year during, holiday season, and I never used the code, so it expired. But then I used that 5 for you yesterday. Literally right after stream was when I placed the order. I said goodbye to you guys, and then I went to my Hamscope list, placed the order for the stuff from Paul Daniels, and then went to bed. And then this morning I placed 2 orders with one of my distributors for some parts as well. Okay. But there you go, JFix. That's all the info. Eventually I will have links to stuff in my description of all the tools I use. And I'll be like a proper YouTuber that has all that information on his stuff. Okay, there we go, there's those. And then eventually I'll be a proper repair company, and I'll have a website they can buy repair parts and tools from. Although I don't know if I would want to work with customers on buying parts and tools. I'm debating about being a business to business only, but then there's no real profit in it, because any deal I can make with a business, they could just make straight with the company themselves. And they probably have a better buy volume than I can produce. We'll see. All in due time, I guess. I'm thinking 12 steps ahead with a paycheck that's 20 steps in debt. Well, I really shouldn't say paycheck. Bank account that's 20 steps in debt. Okay. Oh man, I just popped that out of place. So that just pops right back in. Yeah, it looks like it does. Sorry, JFix, I wasn't paying attention to my chat. I promise. Alright, I'm not even gonna mix the solder in this time. Let's see if I could just desolder this with some flux and a wick. I know, I'm sorry. You guys can execute me later. Just let me get a couple more repairs done, okay? Then we'll do a live public hanging of the Yeti. He's probably working, yeah. We'll find out eventually. He'll pop into the stream and then I'll ask him if he's mad at me or hates me or anything. When I'm done with these sticks, I'll just add those links to my YouTube. Yeah, Moon Machine definitely a million times nicer than this. I do not miss doing this at all. Oh, good JFix. Whew. No, I didn't. I can't afford a new microscope camera. So I'm gonna have to use the one I have. Ace is, or not Ace, High Ace. The microscope camera from Amscope is like $1,000. The one that Booter sent me that he uses is like $500 off of AliExpress, and it's like, I don't have that kind of money for a new camera. So I'm gonna use this microscope camera and go from there. How you doing, Ace? Damn it, we're gonna have to use hot air anyway. Fuck my life. I'm here. And but I'm glad you're doing good, Ace. And in all honesty, JFix, the main reason why I even bought a new scope in the first place, because this scope itself, I don't think is really bad. I think the scope itself is fine, but this boom stand that can't hold the scope in place for me needed to be replaced anyway. And 5% off of a brand new Amscope, I couldn't pass off doing that. So instead of just buying the articulating stem and putting the scope on it, I decided to pick up a brand new Amscope. Because all this is an Amscope clone anyway, so all the stuff that I use with this should work just fine with an Amscope. You know, like my Barlow lens and stuff. And I'm even going to use my ring light until I could get the one from Paul Daniels that I ordered. Wonder how long it takes to ship from Australia to Alaska. Probably quicker than from Alaska to California, I bet. Well, that's awesome, mate. I'm glad Paul's sending you free stuff. I'm not you, Rossman, Buddha, or anyone else of importance. So I just pay for my stuff and call it good. One of these days, maybe I'll be someone important. I shouldn't say that. TH and Ryan are both sending me stuff, and that's really cool. Yeah, see, I'm all for equivalent exchange, but my big thing is I'd rather go along the lines of if you give me a 20% discount on your shop, I'll give you a 20% discount on my services, kind of thing. Because when I can put it into a monetary value, I can a lot easier say, well, you know, to be 100% honest, the work you're asking me to do far exceeds anything you've done for me so far. So, you know, just so you know, this isn't going to be even. Because I've seen too many people in the past screwing each other over because they're like, oh, well, you know, you repaired, uh, you know, I helped you move a couch. So, do you mind buying me a brand new PS5 Pro? And it's like, your action of helping me move my couch is not a $700 action, dude. Yeah, I don't like the free thing, you know? I get weird about free stuff because it's one of those things where I can't put a monetary value on free, so I can't do a one for one exact ratio or anything like that. I'm just not used to it. I'm used to people trying to screw me over that I assume everyone is trying to screw me over until like they don't or until they do. Because I've had people that I thought I could trust that stabbed me in the back shortly afterwards, you know, and they were like faithful and loyal to me for years kind of stuff, and then they stabbed me in the back, and it's like, wow, dude, thanks. I know I can't trust you anymore. Hey, Sean, how is the cause man doing? Ow, just pricked myself. Fucking hall pipe feet. Although it's funny because I'm always doing free stuff for people anyway. I really gotta stop doing that. I'm glad you're good, Sean. English breakfast. Sounds good. There we go. That should be fine. Looks like that's got a pretty solid connection on both ends there. Actually, I'm gonna just drop a little bit of flux to clean that up because I think that joint is a little too cold. Right. There we go. That should be fine now. Okay, there we go. Set a DualSense Edge wireless joystick mod controls. Shit. Fuck. I gotta start drinking my coffee. I can't keep skipping out on everything. No coffee, no food. Really starting to screw with me. Ooh, bacon. I could go for some bacon. Oh, hey, Grass Puddle. I didn't even see you come in. Okay, this one has a 6% error rate, and this one has 6% error rate as well. Beautiful. Okay, 6.1 plus whatever. Same difference. Okay, now we have TMR DualSense Edge. And these are just regular TMRs, they're not the adjustable tensioner TMRs either, so. Still gotta find out what the issue with this guy's adjustables are. Feels like a headache I don't want to deal with. What time is it? 1 o'clock. Alright guys, I'm going to bed now. Thank you all for stopping in, saying hi. Yeah, I'll see you guys later.